Well, welcome, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests to tonight's meeting of Vancouver Toastmasters Club 59. My name is Geoff Peters, and I will be your meeting chair for this evening. Tonight's theme is about innovation and creativity. So for everyone who's speaking today, I've asked them the question, who is their favorite creative individual, artist, musician, or entrepreneur, and what is one way that they are creative in their life? To open today's meeting, we'll be introducing our guests who have joined us for the meeting today. And of course, if you're a guest, welcome to Toastmasters, and I hope you'll enjoy tonight's meeting. To lead us in the introduction of guests, we have Sneha Philip. And I asked Sneha, what is one way she is creative in her life? And she says she does gardening, experimenting with new recipes, writing short poetry, and even creating acrylic paintings. So wow, she's amazing. She does so many creative things. And as her favorite artist and writer is Rabindranath Tagore, the Bengali poet. And I'll leave it up to you to find more about this amazing poet. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Sneha Philip to be our greeter and guest services leader. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. We are so happy to have you join us today for this wonderful meeting, the theme on innovation and creativity. May I ask the guests to please add the word guest to your name, to just rename yourself. If you could just go to the participant, I think, could you just rename yourself to guest? I think I can figure out some of them have added it. Let's start with Ananya. Can you please tell us how you found us and what you expect to gain out of the Toastmasters joining us?
Hi, everyone. This is actually my third meeting with the Toastmasters, and I'm here to learn from all of you how to be a more confident speaker.
Thank you, Ananya. Hope you had a good time with us for the past 3 meetings,
I
including this one.
definitely did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Eddie.
Sorry, did you say Nate?
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, right? Hi.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm Eddie. Yeah, it's my first time here. I guess, yeah, I'd like to be, a better public speaker. Yeah, and I'm, excited to see how things go here.
Excellent. Next, we have with us Alex. Could you tell us how you found out about us and what you're expecting to gain?
Hi everyone, I am Alex. I would improve my English. I am a student in Vancouver and I have been living since for 2 months ago. My teacher recommended to this Toastmasters group and I listened to a lot of your podcasts and I will join there for my English and I learn new things, actually, new experience.
Thank you, Alex. We are so happy to have you with us and we hope that you will be able to improve your English and have much improvement in your public speaking skills. Next, we have with us Mark Phillips.
Hi there. Yeah, Mark. I've been here a couple times. This is my second one. I was here last week. Heard about it through my brother originally, I think, but I also know Deborah indirectly through him. Just like everyone, trying to improve my public speaking skills, and I think communication is the key to life. So yeah, looking forward to working on that with you guys.
Absolutely, communication is the key to life. Moving on, we have Prabhatwal.
Hi, my name is Prab, and I found this club online. And just like everyone else, I just want to work on my public speaking skills, and I'm looking forward to this meeting. Thank you.
And last but not the least, we have Zach.
Hi, everyone. This is my second meeting. I found this group online. I just moved to Vancouver a little while ago, and I'm looking for a group of people that are basically trying to do the same thing I am, which is level up my life. And I'm looking to learn from people that are ahead of me in the game in speaking, and that I want to learn how to improve my own communication skills. And in addition to that, I would like to find some way to maybe give something back to the group and help everyone bring my skill set to make everyone a little bit better as well.
Oh, wonderful. That's exactly what we do here too. We learn and we help others too. That's how we do that here. And so happy to have you with us, Zach.
Nice, thank you.
Is there anyone that I have missed? If you could just maybe have a show of hands telling.
How about Sherry?
Sherry just joined today. I got her membership mail just today, and we have Danny also, who's a new member, who also joined today.
Yes, I procrastinated, but I finally joined. Yay!
Yay! Welcome, Danny and Sherry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope all our guests have a good time here today. And back to you, Geoff.
Thanks, Neha. Great to welcome our guests. And it's lovely to have guests. It makes our meeting exciting to have fresh faces listening to us in the audience and also sharing what Toastmasters is about to some newcomers. So thank you again. Our next role is the timer. And joining us all the way from, I believe, Asia is Geoff Chen. And he is going to be talking about what timing role does. And he tells me that the most effective way to be creative in life is to keep flexible and to face challenges. So please give a warm welcome for Geoff Chen.
Okay, let me share the, hopefully I can do it. I share the video for you, the timer rule. Okay, where is the share? Okay. Can you see this one? Can you see on the screen right now or no?
Yeah. Can I see you? I can.
You don't see any screen?
No, Geoff, we don't.
Okay, maybe then
you should be
I
able
really
to
don't
share.
know how to do this share. Let me try again. Share this one. Okay. So still cannot see it?
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
It's come out or not? Not yet.
Yeah, it's just
It's
started.
loading. It's coming.
Yeah.
Still cannot see it? I try to do this one.
Can't see it, Geoff.
Can I see it? Okay.
Yes, we can see it now.
Oh, I can see it.
Thank you.
Okay. The timer rule is really important to try to control the time for all the members, and we can finish the meeting on time. So when I show the green line, if you see the screen, I think they have a green part on there and this is time range. After, then second is this one. And after, if time is up, I give you a red one. But if you over 15 seconds, then I will put like this way. But if you over time, I will break it down. I think all you can see the screen right now. I don't need to explain all the detail. Can you see it or no?
Geoff, we can see it and it's beautifully laid out. Thank you very much. The only thing I'll have to comment that speech evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes. So where you've put table topics,
okay,
table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. So
okay, table topics 3 minutes. So
no, 2 minutes. 1 to 2 minutes.
1 and 2.5. It's red and 3 minutes.
No. Table topics are 1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes.
Yes.
Only 2 minutes. Okay, so the one and 1.5 and rate for 2.
Correct.
And prepare speech is 7 million, so I can 5 million and 6 million and 7 million for the each one. Okay. Sorry, I just don't know how come. Last time I can share this one, just cannot do it. So
It looks great. And remember, the speech evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes.
yeah, okay, thank you for and speech evaluation. 2 and 2.5 and 3 use a different color. If you still have a question, maybe you write me. If I can answer for you. Back to the chair. Thank you. I just can't, how come?
Thanks, Geoff. That was great. Really appreciate your effort and the timing. And please keep Geoff pinned in your screen so that you can see him if you're going to be speaking, so that way you know whether it's time to wrap up your speech. Next, we have our Harkmaster. And our Harkmaster is a role where he'll be testing our listening skills by creating some questions for us at the end that we can participate in. So please welcome Abdullah. Abdullah says that one way he is creative in his life is he does his own haircuts. Very interesting. I know I actually started doing the same thing last year around this time. And his favorite inventor and creative entrepreneur is Bill Gates. Actually, one of my favorites as well. So please welcome Abdullah, our Harkmaster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So with this usual wit, Mark Twain once said that we have one mouth and 2 ears, and that we should use them in the same proportion. So listening is a very important skill and essential for powerful communications. So like Mr. Chair said, I will be testing everyone's listening skills by creating questions and then asking you toward the end of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Abdullah. Wonderful introduction. I really like how you're talking about Mark Twain's proportion of speaking and listening. And definitely by listening, you can also improve your speaking. So well done. Our next role is our inspiration. And this role will be fulfilled by Feifei Zhuo. And Feifei says her favorite artist or musician or entrepreneur is Steve Jobs. And with interest in Zen philosophy, Steve Jobs made minimalism at the heart of every design. And I think many of us lives are touched by Steve Jobs and what he accomplished. So please welcome Feifei, who will be our inspirator for today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Speaking of innovation and technology, I'd like to talk about Zoom. In 2020, Zoom suddenly became a household name, peaking in both usage and stock price. Many people, like Deborah, hoped they could have bought Zoom stock in the beginning of the year. Zoom's overnight success actually took 9 years. The company launched in 2011 by Eric Yuan, who was a former executive at Web at Cisco, one of the first companies to introduce video calls in the market. During his time at Cisco, users often complain about unstable connection, lag in audio and video, and frustrating installation process. Yuan suggests changes to Cisco leadership, but didn't get support. So he left to start Zoom that would make users happy. So why everyone likes Zoom? Besides that Zoom is a true cloud-based solution, there is this 150 milliseconds. That's the maximum time before conversations feel unnatural. Zoom works really hard to stay under that. Rather than optimizing the connection, Zoom look at a specific operating system, look at the device and tune the communication specifically for the network or for the device, so to ensure those 150 milliseconds are not surpassed. Good design is one is well done, users don't even notice it. It did so much beforehand that when people had to stay at home, Zoom became a massive hit. In recent months, Zoom has been facing increasing competition from Microsoft and Google. Microsoft launched a new meeting experience called Together Mode. It uses AI to digitally place participants in a shared background, make this feel like you are sitting in the same room, like in a theater or fireside with everyone else. Additionally, many businesses are weighing up a return to workplace. Although Zoom is preparing for a transition, and interested in building a full enterprise app suite. I want to know, what do you think of Zoom's future and whether it's going to keep that popularity going? Thank you.
Thank you, Feifei. Very fascinating topic. I know the future of Zoom is what we're all interested in. Will we still be able to work from home and communicate with each other through some kind of technical medium like Zoom? And where will it go in the future? It's a really interesting topic. The next part of our meeting will be the table topics, which is our impromptu speaking section. This is where you will get to speak on your feet and think on your feet without too much preparation. And to welcome us through this part of the meeting and guide us through this part of the meeting is Deborah Lepaderel, who is actually an award-winning table topic speaker herself in Toastmasters. Deborah says she always thought of herself as being not very creative and more operational, but she also realizes that she is very creative in her speaking. She really enjoys live music. One of her favorite concerts was Janelle Monáe. So please give a warm welcome for Deborah Lepaderel.
Thank you very much, Geoff. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome to our many guests. This is the fun part of the meeting where both our members and guests can participate. And as Geoff Chen mentioned during his timing role, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to actually show you a random object that is on my bed, and that will be your topic for this evening. And then you have 1 to 2 minutes to tell us a story about it, to share your thoughts on the object. We have some nostalgic items. We have some useful items. So we'll try and use your creativity to come up with a 1 to 2 minute speech. So as I said, guests are welcome to participate in this section and wave your hand if you're interested in speaking. Nate, our new member, please unmute yourself. Okay, for Nate. We're gonna go, oh, it's stuck on something. We're gonna go with a bit of a nostalgic one. Do you know what this is? It's an
I forgot the name of it, but
my roommate and I love 90s gifts. So please, Nate, in 1 to 2 minutes, tell us something about the Etch-a-Sketch.
okay. Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. It's good to see you all tonight. What can I tell you about the Etch-a-Sketch? Well, it is simply a platform of creativity. You can go anywhere with it. I think, though, that there are some limitations, but I think that speaks to the essence of creativity because we work within our limitations in being creative. Artists, painters have to work within the paintbrush and the canvas. So with the Etch-a-Sketch, I think you can only go up and down, or at least some of them you can only go up and down. So you can draw things like a stair. You could draw a square face of sorts. And working within the up and down feature, within those lines. And lines are kind of the fundamental to art, the foundational point of art, what you can do with a line. And yeah, so the Etch-a-Sketch, work within your limitations, express your creativity, and see where you go from there. And I hope that they can invent color Etch-a-Sketches in the future for even more creativity. So that's what I would say about an Etch-a-Sketch. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow, well done, Nate. I feel like Nate doesn't really draw within the lines, but it's a good metaphor to use in your speech. Very well done. Thank you so much. Okay, we have set the bar very high. Who would like to be my next volunteer? I am scanning my screen. Oh, Beverly. Wonderful. Beverly, please unmute. And for your object, it is a wooden spoon. Wooden spoon. Please help me welcome Beverly.
Hi, everyone. I got a wooden spoon as my title. I really like that. I was actually expecting something would be a plastic thing. So wooden spoon is a good thing nowadays to cook, to use as cooking. What I wanted to say, I brought up plastic, right? So I actually am studying pollution, marine pollution regarding plastics, and you know how much plastics we dump into the sea. Recently, like in average in a year, could be thousands of millions of tons that of debris is released to the ocean, and it's kind of around like 60 almost 100 double-decker bus a day in some parts of Asia countries. So it's a lot of plastics we dump to the sea. So I mean, I'm happy to see a wooden spoon there because actually I do think that we have to try to think about using more sustainable materials. I'm not saying that wood is super sustainable in the end, but the thing is that we have to keep the item useful at his lifetime and don't waste any materials. So I think that I'm trying to get more like if I get toys for a kid, I will try to get wooden toys instead of plastic toys. So I hope we are going to involve in this kind of thinking and to use less plastic in the future. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Beverly. That was awesome. I was expecting cooking, but sustainability is even better. And I'm glad I didn't have a plastic straw in my pile. That would have been horrible. Oh, who is my next volunteer before I pick the item off my bed? I see, Mark Phillips. Excellent. Please unmute yourself. Yours is a deck of cards.
Okay. Thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Toastmasters and other guests. A deck of cards. So when I'm thinking of creativity, I don't necessarily think of a fixed item like a deck of cards, but often our world is fixed. Like Nate alluded to, we have to sometimes work in a fixed confines of, say, an Etch-a-Sketch or a deck of cards that is not a free-flowing medium like paint or clay that you might think of being creative with. So cards in many ways can be creative. We can think of creating a house of cards or playing an imaginative card game. I think I've probably invented a few card games in my time playing with decks of cards as a kid. You can be very creative in how you play different card games and how you play poker or crazy eights. Often creativity is how you win those games. So a deck of cards, on second thought, is actually a very creative item or medium to play with. Yeah, that's what I would say when I'm thinking of a deck of cards and creativity. Other things that come to mind are the designs on decks of cards. I had a deck of cards that was designed to be all different types of dogs, so that's a creative, different spin on it. And then I'm sure you can find a deck of cards with any kind of design on it that you can think of. So decks of cards, certainly creative if you want them to be. And thank you, Deborah.
Thank you very much, Mark. He alluded to creative rules in cards, and I definitely agree with that, especially in a little game we like to call Cheat that I often win at. Just kidding, I'm not a cheater. Okay, who's next? Actually, I think I saw Zach waving. Are you still interested, Zach? Yeah, okay, I saw you waving a moment ago. Now, this one doesn't have to be this specific one, but yours is just a book. Can we get creative with books? This book is my next book club book. It's called Indians on Vacation. So if you've read it, you can use that. Otherwise, just talk about a book. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Great question. It would have been good if you could have lobbed me an easier one. But as it turns out, books are kind of what I'm into these days. It just they take you into a world beyond sort of the everyday. And yeah, so what I could say about books is that they are help you to be really sort of more creative. You can be I think the more you read, the more it broadens your perspective in life. It opens up new worlds to you. It gives you new perspective. And in that sense, reading is really valuable. And also, as you read good literature and books that you're interested in, it also makes you appreciate the passion with which people write, and in which people that are really engaged in what they're doing, sharing their knowledge, and really kind of in a way helping to educate and make the world a better place. So the authors themselves, when you read a good piece of literature, it's actually quite amazing. It's mind-boggling really to read someone like Malcolm Gladwell, or somebody who's really creative with their work and who tells a story that lasts and makes an impression and sort of broadens your own perspective and helps you to be a little bit better in the world as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, I
Thank
heard
you.
maybe a bit of an escape, but also the author. They're the creative ones. It's a good reminder. Thank you so much. Do I have someone else? Scrolling through. Oh, I see a couple people waving. Where is that? Fei? Is that you? Yes, it is. Unmute your screen. Okay, this one is probably not what you're expecting. Digging deep into my closet is just a pair of sunglasses. How can you get creative wearing sunglasses? I'm challenging you a little bit, Fei, but the stage is yours.
Thank you for the question. It's a difficult one. I don't wear sunglasses very often because I have these glasses. So I think to be creative, someone can create, and if I want to buy a sunglasses that have the degree, I have to order it and wait for a while. So that's why I haven't got one yet. So I think to be creative, sunglasses can invite for people who wear glasses like me. Without waiting, they can just automatically adjust based on their the eyes, and create that you can buy over the counter without waiting or ordering from the factory. Another thing I think, sometimes if you wear sunglasses and if you enter the indoor buildings and you have to take it off. So I'm wondering whether they can make it the sunglasses, the black gone in the indoor spaces, and then when you are adjusted, so the color adjusted based on your lights. So it's you don't have to change the glasses and no matter where you are. So I saw Geoff. Okay, 1 minute. I don't know what else to see, but at least I speak 1 minute with this time. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Fei, this is where ideas are made, except those glasses do already exist. You can buy glasses. My mom has them. When she's out in the sun, they turn dark. When she goes back inside, they go light. So might cost you a couple $100, but they do exist. Hey, Geoff, do I have time for another one? Geoff Chen or Geoff Peters? Yes. I see.
Yes, we do.
Okay, wonderful. Someone is waving. Oh, is that George? George, wonderful. Unmute your screen. What do I have here? George, I don't know anything about you, but my next one is a weight with a Kleenex on it. Don't mind that. It's a weight if you're doing at-home workouts. So, George, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Good evening, Toastmasters and my tabletop master. The topic given is barbell. For a lot of people who are really lean and who want to bulk up and maybe be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's the tool that you have got to use. And once you start working on it, it doesn't produce any tangible results in a day or two. You've got to work at it, keep at it for maybe years, maybe decades. And at the end of it, the results that come will leave the world wondering, was this person born like this? But no, the answer is no. It was the result of years of consistent effort. There's a corollary I would like to draw here. It's the same with Toastmasters. Once you come up on stage the first time, you might think, there is no way I can be like the fluent speaker who just occupied the stage. But then if you keep coming up, do your reps every day, maybe a year down the line, maybe 5 years down the line, that position of a distinguished Toastmaster or a champion public speaker might be yours. And the world might be left wondering, was this person born like this? Was this person a fluent speaker? No, the answer lies in lifting the little barbell every day and giving it your all. Thank you.
Thank you, George. We are on to you. I think you've been a Toastmaster before, plugging Toastmasters and relating it to my weights. I'm on to you, George, but that was a fantastic speech. Thank you very much. Do we have time for one more? Do we have a volunteer for one more?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Oh, Danny.
Yeah.
You just paid your dues today. Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hello,
I'm
everyone.
holding something, and it's my headphones. I don't have AirPods. I'm not that cool, but you can pretend they're AirPods if you want. But headphones, how do you get creative with your headphones?
Well, I think headphone is extremely creative. So I think when I was a kid, cell phone just come out, and there's a period of time headphone don't exist. At that time, like my parents and grandparents, they listen to music mostly through the radio. I mean, it is nice to hear the radio, but the music played on the radio, I mean, it's controlled by the channel, so we don't have control by ourselves. So I think headphone is a very creative thing because not only I mean we can save our the music we like in our own phone, and we can always have it, but also it allowed us to have our personal space. So like you don't need to play the radio and let other people hear it. Like it kind of separate yourself from the outside. So like you can, I mean, it is just very joyful. When I was in university, you know, there's a lot of people studying in the library. I cannot, I mean, I always wear my headphone, listen to the music while I was studying. And like everyone else is doing the same. I feel headphone is a remarkable innovation, and it changes our lifestyle. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. That was wonderful. Oh my gosh, I hadn't thought of that. You do get your own little space when you have your headphones in. It's kind of like the escape that Zach was talking about, just your own little world. Fantastic. Yeah. I should have got my noise canceling ones. That's even more space. Okay, how are we doing? Looking for Geoff.
One more.
One more? Okay, this is just a random item from my dresser because my bed is now empty. Who is up for the task? Not all at once, my goodness. Come on, come on. Eddie! Wow, what would we do without the guest tonight? Wonderful. Thank you very much, Eddie. Well, literally, sorry, this is all I have. It's right next to me. It's my hairbrush.
All right.
Eddie, I see now that
Hairbrush.
you have a little bit of hair, but maybe you've done something else with the hairbrush. Over to you.
Yeah, hairbrush and creativity. So with a hairbrush, you can be very creative with how you style your hair. It's a great chance to, like make yourself, I guess, look good. Like, pat. I don't use a hairbrush much myself, but imagining how people would use a hairbrush, you can probably, control how your hair flows, and maybe you can do subtle things with how you with the direction you kind of brush your hair in, and maybe through some tricks, I'm sure you can come up with very creative and interesting kind of hairstyles that kind of leave mouths agape as you walk by. uh, there are obviously different kinds of hairbrush, which I'm sure are able to achieve different effects on the hair, and based on maybe a different combination of kind of hairbrushes, you can do very interesting things with your hair. I'm sure it's one of the many tools in the repertoire of hairdresser that they need different kind of hairbrushes to achieve different things. Yeah, I think that's about it for hairbrushes. I am all out of ideas.
Wow, Eddie, that was a test and you passed. Welcome to the club. How can you talk for 2 minutes about a hairbrush? I literally just pulled it off my dresser. Well done, well done. Thank you so much. Well, that was a ton of fun, guys. I'll do it again another time because I think that was fun, and I will pass it back to our chair, Geoff.
Amazing. Thank you, Deborah, for that entertaining and worthwhile session. And I loved how you used different objects to give us some ideas on what we could talk about. Our next speaker will be the evaluation for the table topics, because in Toastmasters, everyone gets evaluated. And that's how we can learn and grow, by getting feedback from other members. Our table topic evaluator is Karen Van Delft, and Karen says that she loves to edit and redesign anything in a home so it is more efficient and the flow works well. Her favorite artist is Caitlin Ambery. So check out Caitlin Ambery. I'll now welcome Karen Van Delft, our table topic evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Well, as always, we are entertained by our table topics master, Deborah, and very creative with number one. Nate was given an Etch-a-Sketch, and I love that Nate gave the greeting. He gave us the official Toastmasters greeting, well done. He repeated the question. Then I loved how he talked about it was a platform of creativity. I like that he tied in our chair's theme. I also love that he used the word we and us and our throughout his table topic. Why? Because it included all of us when he was talking about the Etch-a-Sketch. I love that he described how the Etch-a-Sketch worked in an up and down fashion, that you can create stairs and that you can create square faces. So he gave us visuals of what this tool does, even if we didn't know what it did and what it was. He clearly painted clear pictures of what it does and how it works. I loved how he used creative words such as the fundamentals. An opportunity for next time would be, go ahead and instead of saying greetings Toastmasters, I would say start with our table topics master first. So Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest. Go ahead and do that part first. Overall, I loved how you also said You added humor when you said, now they just need to make a colorful one. Well done. I thought it was very good and a great segue. Beverly had the wooden spoon. Beverly repeated what the object was. Beverly was in the center of her screen. Beverly used hand gestures. I love that. She also said she was happy to see the wooden spoon. So she was complimenting the questioner of the Table Topics Master. I loved how she tied it into what she knows. So no, she didn't use cooking, but she was creative and she talked about sustainability and oceans, and we have to be sustainable. And I'm glad she's using a sustainable object rather than a plastic spoon. Well done. And I loved how Beverly had a call to action. Well done, Beverly. Add a greeting in the beginning. Mark, number 3, guest, deck of cards, so clever. He gave us a clear picture of it. I loved how he referred to, like Nate alluded to. Congratulations, Mark, for acknowledging Nate in your speech. I loved how he used house of cards, deck of cards. Now, Mark, his voice is natural. It is easy to listen to. It is like he is doing professional podcasts. Easy to listen to. Watch your yeah, which is of course the 2020 filler phrase of the day, but overall great visuals, great design. Excited to have you here, Mark. Zach, congratulations on doing the book. The guest, he said you in his speech, really valuable, appreciated the passion. What do books do in authors? They educate, they help, they're creative, they broaden our minds. So he told us what books do. And he mentioned specifically Malcolm Gladwell. Well done. Feifei, sunglasses. I loved how you talked about how you would have to order sunglasses from the factory because you have prescription. She said, like me. So for example, we were included in it. And if only you could wear sunglasses in a building that would change color. An opportunity for next time, don't say, okay, oh, I see, Geoff, I have 1 minute left. Forget that, don't even say that, that's taking away from your speech. Just keep going with your wonderful sunglasses. Number 6, George, our guest, again. I love how he referenced Arnold Schwarzenegger and that the weight is a tool you have to use. So well done for referencing someone who uses this tool clearly. And second, a tool describing what it is, what it does. I like that he had vocal variety, he had hand gestures, he referenced, he also bookended. He started how he finished with a tool to use and that little tool. So well done. Opportunity for next time, pull back from the screen so we just don't see your face the whole time. Pull back from your screen so that we can see more hand gestures and a little bit of your upper body. But obviously, as Deborah said, you know what you're doing. I see you, Geoff, but I'm going to keep going until someone tells me not to. Okay, Danny.
Maybe you finish. I know. Okay, we only have one speaker. Maybe you just did. Okay.
Okay.
By meeting right now.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. Danny, one of our newest members. Congratulations. So well done, Danny. Best thing to improve life and friends. Wow, fantastic. I love how you referenced what it does for you, how your parents and your grandparents and the radio. So you took us in the past and it was relatable. I love how you were centered well in the screen. I love that.
Thank you.
You were included all of us as well. You used the word joyful. I also love that you gave us an idea. Some of us do this as well, but you said, look what we can do. We can study with our headphones in. We can study with everyone else in the library, and we can enjoy our own music.
Yes.
Also remarkable, change our world, absolutely. Opportunity for next time, don't say, it's pretty much it. No. Don't dilute your beautiful speech you just gave us. Just say, changes our world. And end there. Eddie, another one of our guests, just a hairbrush. And Deborah is absolutely right. Creativity, hairbrush and creativity, our theme, well done. You described what the hairbrush was and what it does. Remember, we explained it as if a Martian had just visited us. What are they talking about? You were clear. You included all of us, how you said you can style your hair. You did who, how, what, to move your hair, to do tricks with it, who uses it, by hairstylists. I love how you had, oh, also please, to buy yourself more time, use the phrase, Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. Buying you time, you'll think up more stories, but you certainly had no problem with that. Again, many tools of the hairdresser, bravo, well done. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Karen, our president of our club, Karen Van Delft. Amazing job as our Table Topics evaluator. Lovely. I think that really shows what Toastmasters is about, giving everyone a chance to speak and then also hearing some very supportive feedback and also knowing what we can work on for the next time. So that's all why we're here, is just to appreciate each other's speeches, get some practice speaking, and get some feedback. So that wraps up the first half of our meeting. We are now going to take a 5-minute break. So please come back at 7:55 and enjoy the break. In the second half of the meeting, we will be having a speech by Grace, another evaluation. So please stick around for the second half. Thank you, everyone. And as Doug mentioned during the break, today is International Women's Day. So it's a great day to celebrate all the women in our life and thank them for everything they've done and continue to do for everyone, including men and women. Women are amazing, and I'm very grateful to the women in my life. So thank you. The second part of our meeting will be the prepared speeches section. And our speaker today is Grace O, and her speech is called A Virtual Hygiene Class 101. I know Grace, by profession, is a nurse, so I'm not sure if she's going to be talking about virtual hygiene, such as like how to be clean on the internet or something else, but it's a very intriguing title. And her speech is a pathway speech on effective coaching, and she'll be using a storytelling style. So Grace, are you ready to go? Awesome. Please welcome Grace. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, my fellow, thank you, Chair, and good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Before I move on, I would like you to all please unmute yourself for 30 seconds. All unmuted?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And I'd like you to say, hand washing.
Hand washing.
Hand washing.
Thank you very much for that. Now, the topic is not about hand washing. I am here to explain how is virtual hygiene very important in our day-to-day lives right now. And I'm going to tell you a story. We were all gonna eavesdrop into these two friends that are talking about how virtual hygiene is affecting their marketing skills, communication skills, and just relationship towards others. Are you guys all ready? All right. Hello, Grace. How are you? Oh, you know what, Grace? I am so frustrated. I'm getting really stressed out about these virtual meetings. I cannot keep up. I don't even know how to present my product anymore. I'm losing sales and I'm stressing out all the time. I don't know what to do, how to be effective. I don't know how to gain audience. And every time I talk, I can't keep their attention. I could see in my screen, everyone is just like wandering around, and I can see someone would roll their eyes. I can see someone would put their hands like this, and I'm feeling so unmotivated talking to them virtually. You know what, Grace? I've had some few tips and tricks for you. Are you ready? And this might help you. This would be a simple stuff, like a simple basic stuff, just like simple hand washing. Just go back to basics. Okay, what are those basics? Please let me know. I need to have this business grow. Okay, first, how is your lighting? How is the background? When you look at someone on camera, are you looking at someone in the dark? Like you could hardly see them? That your eyes are getting really sore because you're trying your best to like pay attention and you can't really see them? You can't even look at their eyes. Are they winking, smiling? We don't know. You can't even see what they're expressing, right? Lighting is very important. It's like taking a photo. When you take a photo in the dark, do you think people would like that? Yeah, you're right. Lighting is very important. Second of all, how is your audio? Can they hear you clearly? You know, your ear listening, people when listen to you, that draws attention, that draws participation, and that draws communication. Now, if your audio is so bad that they could hardly hear you, they're not going to be interactive. They're not going to even pay attention to what you're selling, correct? Yeah, you're right. It's true. I think also I need to change my microphone or I need to do something with the platform I'm using. Yeah, exactly. When people are attractive on what they're hearing, they're going to be listening, correct? They're going to be drawing their attention towards you. That's right. And also, how is your speaking skills? Are you talking like this? Are you telling them a story? Are you being in a monotone phase? I mean, that sounds so boring, isn't it? If you're like talking so monotonous, right? And are you talking fast like this? So, by the way, we're going to talk about these things tonight, and this is what I'm going to share, and this is what happens, blah, 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 blah. Are you talking that way? Well, obviously, if you're talking that way, they won't catch up. They won't even retain what you're telling them. Okay, I get it. I need to be speaking clearly as well. Correct. And speaking clearly, how do you deliver your speech? Are you using appropriate words? Are you using slang words? Are you using words that is relevant to what you're saying or what you're sharing or what you're marketing? I mean, if you're just drawing words out of from nowhere, how is that going to be all relevant to what you're selling, to what you're saying, to what you're collaborating? Okay, Grace, thank you. I get it. I understand now. So, first, I have to fix my lighting. I have to be well lit so that people won't have an eyesore watching me. Second, I need to have a good audio. I need to have a good microphone or I need to use something very effective. Third, my communication skills, my delivery. That is also very important because if I am not being effective and efficient to the way I communicate, they're not going to be listening to me. In fact, they might even not buy the things that I'm selling. And I think that is probably the reason why I'm losing my sales. Well, give it a try and let me know if your visual, if your auditory, and your communication skills, if you use them and it has been effective, your sales gone up, then there's your visual hygiene 101. Back to you, Chair.
Fantastic, Grace. I loved your engaging speech today. It was so interesting, and I really loved the way you presented it. A very valuable topic for all of us now. Really amazing. Thank you. I'd like to now give everyone 1 to 2 minutes to fill in the feedback form for our speaker today. And I will just be posting the link again in the Zoom chat. So just give me a second to post. So please click the link that I posted there and fill in the feedback for Grace. She'd really appreciate if you could do that for her. And let's have 1 or 2 minutes while everyone has a chance to fill in the form.
Could I ask who the host is?
Hi, yes, Doug, I'm Beverly. I'm the host.
And you stopped my
Oh, I didn't
picture.
do that, but let's see how I can help you. Hmm. Hmm. Can you see any window that come out to say start video, Doug?
No, I can't turn it on to say you control it. That's
Oh,
okay. I know what I look like.
Yeah, we certainly want you to be on the screen. This is.
All right, so could you please raise your hand if you're finished filling in the form? And let me see if we have everyone ready. Okay, I see quite a few hands raised. Excellent, thank you. As I mentioned, everything in Toastmasters gets evaluated. And today, our evaluator for Grace is Mark Zuberbuehler. Mark says his creative endeavor at the moment is learning to play guitar. And his favorite artist is Robin Ford, an American guitarist. Please give a warm welcome for Mark Zuberbuehler.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and all of our wonderful guests this evening. It is my pleasure to provide an evaluation of Grace's speech. I just want to start off by saying that I've had the pleasure of knowing Grace from when she first joined the group, and I've really enjoyed seeing her develop as a speaker. And I was incredibly impressed tonight with her speech. I found it to be a very engaging speech. Grace had great energy. She was very expressive. She had good pacing. She sped up, she slowed down. She used great hand gestures, and particularly her eye contact with the camera, which is sometimes difficult to do in this Zoom environment. I was very impressed by it. Even though it was almost a very physical speech, it worked well in that space that she had in her camera shot. And I thought it was very well done for an online. I think if the speech had been given in person, it would even be more physical and even more dynamic and energetic. And I really appreciated her content, and I quite liked that intriguing topic. It really captured me. I thought, what is this all about? Virtual hygiene class. So once again, just grabbing that audience interest with that title, a great way to start a speech. I also enjoyed that she had everybody unmute, rub their hands, and another way to engage the audience. And what I appreciated about that is that she referred to it later on in the speech back to the hand, rubbing of the hands. So it was a nice way to connect those to actions. In terms of an opportunity for improvement, I lost a little bit of the thread of where it was the story. I like how it was set up, that there was this conversation between two individuals, and then that started off that way, and then it became just the delivery of the speech. And I would recommend in the future, if you try this style again, incorporate two people talking a little bit more often. You don't have to do it very often, but once in a while. It was sort of there at the beginning and at the end, but then there was nothing in the middle in terms of that style, just in terms of an improvement. But overall, very, very powerful speech, I found. I was really engaged. And part of it was, I think, Grace's wonderful ability to work that space, that sort of little square camera shot, and just using eyes, face gestures, and her speech and her gestures really drew me in. And it was also a very interesting topic. Back to you, Geoff.
Thanks, Mark. Wonderful evaluation. Really liked how you brought out a lot of good points about Grace's amazing speech today. So we're going to enter the part of the meeting where we give reports on how we did from various roles. And the first one is really fun, where Abdullah will be doing the Hark Master, asking us questions about how we are listening in today's meeting. So please welcome Abdullah to the stage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So at this point, I would want everyone to please unmute yourselves, and you can just shout the answers to my questions. So my first question is, how long did it take Zoom to take off, according to Faith?
Yes.
9 years.
9 years.
What is the fundamental point of art, according to Nate?
Can you repeat your question?
What is the fundamental point of art?
Lines.
Lines. Yeah. Who was the author that Zach mentioned in his table topics speech?
Malcolm Gladwell.
What was Grace's speech about?
Virtual hygiene.
Hygiene.
Virtual hygiene, yeah. One of the guests said, if you want to bulk up like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you have to use weight. Who was it?
George.
George, yeah. So what was Grace's third lesson in her speech?
Communication.
Communication, yeah, exactly. So what was the exact thing that Grace asked us to do when she asked us to unmute ourselves?
Wash your hands.
And washing.
That's all from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Abdullah. I loved your questions. I found they were very inspiring and made me think a lot about what we had just observed in today's meeting. Great job. To give us the timer report, please welcome Geoff Chen back to the stage.
Okay, so it beginning from greater. Zenith, he spent 1 minute 38 seconds. Inspiration Fei spent 2 minutes 14 seconds. Hawk Masters 1 minute 42 seconds. Then our table topic Chair Master spent 1 minute 28 seconds. First table topic is Net is 1 minute 33 seconds. Beverly is 2 minutes 2 seconds. Mark Phillips 1 minute 36 seconds. Zach is 1 minute 40 seconds. Faith is 1 minute 20 seconds. George is 1 minute 41 seconds. And Dennis 1 minute 49 seconds. Eddie is 1 minute 41 seconds. Karen spent 7 minutes 21 seconds. And Grace prepared speech. Grace spent 7 minutes 28 seconds. More exactly time. Okay. And Mark spent 2 minutes 59 seconds. Also exactly time. Thanks.
Thanks, Geoff. It's a lot of work to keep track of the time as well as showing the cards at the right time. So thank you so much for doing that for us in today's meeting. Our final role for the evening is our general evaluator. And our general evaluator today is Grace Green. I asked her what is one way that she is creative in her life. And she's very creative. She does oil painting, and it has been a lifesaver for her during the pandemic. It is her own private time to escape and free her mind from all of life's worries. To have some kind of art that you do that is an escape is an amazing gift. Who is her favorite artist? It is the French Impressionists, such as Van Gogh and Matisse. Wow, what a creative audience we have today. I find everyone has such creative ideas and interests. So please welcome Grace Green, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Geoff, our chair. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What an interesting evening. Geoff as chair, awesome. Geoff is like Mr. Cool Cucumber. Always just really very calm. Everything flows so smoothly. He introduces speakers and guests like very good transitions in each of the topics. All I can say is, Geoff, you're an inspiration, and we hope to be like you one of these days when we're a little bit more experienced. With regards the other speakers who've taken up roles, the first one is Sneha. Sneha is always engaged, always smiling and welcoming to our guests. Good job, Sneha. Timer, Geoff. Geoff is one of those people that I always expect to be at the Toastmasters meeting. He's always there, always like a present. And I love that he's always thorough in his approach. He gets to be asked to be a timer for good reason. The one thing I could think of an area of improvement, Geoff is such a planner. So if you would take some time, maybe before the meeting, to try your visual effects, I think that would help, so that you'll be more prepared next time. But otherwise, Geoff, it's great. It's always great to have you time us, always on the ball. Thank you, Geoff. Next one is Heartmaster Abdullah, one of our newest members, is always up for signing up for roles. That's really great, Abdullah. That's a good way to get to be integrated into the club. So I like that enthusiasm and always ready to sign up for roles. He explained the role of the Heartmaster very clearly and asked interesting questions afterwards. So thank you, Abdullah. Inspiration speaker, Feifei. Feifei, again, is one of our newest members, and she signs up for roles, very eager, very enthusiastic. The inspiration speech was great, good topic. The only thing that I could think of is maybe next time speak a little bit slower. There was the tendency to speak fast while you were delivering your speech, but otherwise, great job, Feifei. Table topics master, Deborah. I find it's always a challenge for new members like myself to evaluate our most experienced Toastmasters. So for Deborah, she always brings that energy. You could tell that the audience, they're all engaged. And for this meeting, she even brought up props, which I think made it a little bit different and more interesting than the usual. And she also used a lot of hand gestures, which is a sign of an experienced Toastmaster member. Great job, Deborah. Table topics evaluator, Karen, what can I say? It's always, I always have a roadblock when it comes to Karen. She's aspirational. She knows what she's doing. You know that she's in command. Always, when she evaluates people, she always gives very specific examples. You know that she listens carefully because the examples just keep on rolling. It's always there. So that's a great sign of a good evaluator. Lastly, Mark. Mark, again, is one of our more experienced members. Again, I hit a roadblock because he's already a great speaker. So it's hard to critique his role, but for evaluating Grace, he gave good examples. He gave some points for Grace to, I guess, to work on next time, but otherwise always very supportive. And like Karen, he always also listens carefully and he repeats what works well. And that always helps us as speakers. That's it for me. Thank you, Geoff.
Muted, Geoff.
Geoff, you're muted.
Geoff, you're muted.
Thank you. Yes, I need to work on my Zoom hygiene as well there. Thank you. So my comment was, thank you so much, Grace, for your supportive feedback for all our members. That was wonderful. Now that brings us to the end of the formal part of our meeting. The next part is to get some feedback from our guests. And to do that, let's welcome Sneha Philip back to the stage to be our guest greeter again.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, thank you so much to all of our guests who've joined us tonight, and we hope that you had a good 1.5 hours with us. So just the way at the beginning of the meeting, as I called out your names one by one, I'll call out your names again. And when I do so, may I request you to please unmute yourself and share with us in one word, how you felt about today's meeting. So first person that I'm calling on is Alex. Alex, can you please unmute yourself and tell us how you felt about today's meeting?
Great for me.
Thank you. Moving on, Eddie.
Inspired.
Thanks, Eddie. George. Is George there? We will come back to him. Mark.
Fun.
Fun, of course. Prab.
Inspiring.
Inspiring. And we have another Geoff who is a guest with us. Geoff, you're muted. Can you please unmute yourself?
Sure. All right. Excellent.
Thank you. And Zach.
Motivating.
Wonderful. I will just check if George is still with us. George? No. And Ananya?
I was going to say motivating, but I'm still going to say motivating because I am motivated.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, our heartfelt thanks for joining us tonight. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Sneha. Well, great job of welcoming our guests. I think that's one of the assets of our club is pretty easy to find online. So it attracts a lot of guests. It makes our meetings very engaging, very dynamic. And thank you for all our guests who are speaking. I especially like George's speech about how gradually we can get better at public speaking or get better at fitness. I find also other things are like that, like learning a musical instrument. You may put in work for 10 years and then finally people think, you're just so talented at music, and they didn't realize that you had spent 10 years lifting those weights or practicing your piano. So to close today's meeting, I'd like to welcome our treasurer, Deborah, to give a short announcement.
Thank you very much, Geoff. I have been messaging some of you throughout the evening, so I apologize for the interruption. I was going to call each of you out who have not paid, but most of you have already gotten back to me, so I will not do that to you. But just a reminder that for the next 6 months, our term is April, May, June, July, August, September. So for 6 months, it's $60. It's only $10 a month. And we have to have all of our dues in by the end of March. So go online, it's an e-transfer. If you don't have the email, you can reach out to me. Thank you to everyone who has already paid. We had 18 people when I left the office at 5 o'clock, and I think I've already got another 4 just throughout this meeting. So thank you so much to everyone who's already paid. Please make sure you get your dues in before the end of March. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Do we have any other announcements? Perhaps an announcement about the upcoming division contest? Karen.
Mel, do you want to take that one? Or Liam? Or do you want me to? Okay, I'll just take it. Divisional contest is going to be Thursday, March 25th at 7 p.m. That will be the International Speech Contest. And on Saturday, March 27th at 3 p.m. will be the Table Topics and Evaluation Contest. Do I have that right, Mel? Can you confirm? I'm getting a thumbs up from both Deb and Mel. Excellent. So please come out and support. We've got some great people who are representing our club, and we are getting back to the way we used to. Club 59 has a great track record of being at the top. So let's keep that streak going. And a reminder, as I'm still talking, a reminder to all the executive, we have an executive meeting immediately following this. So please join us executives for that. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam President. That concludes today's meeting. I hope everyone here is feeling a little bit more creative, a little bit more inspired, and please come back to join us again at Vancouver Toastmasters Club 59. This is a place where you can really shine and practice your skills, just like working out in the gym, to achieve your goals in professional and personal life. Thanks again, and I hope you all have a great evening.